What's going on, good people? This is Twarsky with Peeping Game. I know I've been away for a while. I've been doing some mental health conferences, but I got to go ahead and talk about depression. In the mental health conference, it was actually a suicide prevention conference, and a lot of people were talking about suicide or whatnot. We had speakers come up. But before I go on, they were talking about depression. Let me go ahead and read the definition of depression. Depression is a mood disorder causing prolonged sadness and a loss of interest in activities. The thing is, if you're dealing with depression, well, let me give you my definition. Depression is a level where you can't or don't have the abilities or the knowledge, the skills and abilities to manage a particular crisis that you're in. So let me be clear when I say that. When I say level, this is where we are. When we're talking about levels, there's 4 levels. Stress leads to anxiety. Anxiety leads to depression, and depression leads to suicide. So if you're diagnosed or dealing with someone with depression, understand the crisis just didn't pop up at the depression level. The crisis, or the thing that they're dealing with that they can't handle, started in the stress phase. So that means that in the stress phase, they couldn't deal with whatever they were dealing with. That stress phase then turned into anxiety. And they still didn't have the ability to deal with the crisis. It then turns into depression. Depression is a person who they want to give up. They have very limited or a lack of resources. They want to give up on life. It might even include self-harm, cutting, or even harm to others. But here's the thing. If you're saying depression, the next phase is giving up, more than likely suicide. So the reason I'm showing you this is there's 4 phases: stress, anxiety, which leads to depression, which eventually may lead to some form of suicide or attempted suicide. But the most important thing is they're trying. This is very, very important to know, because if you're dealing with someone who has depression, or if you yourself is having depression, you're at the 3rd phase. Reach out to someone. Call 988. You can call my number. Go to my website and call my number. But I just wanted to break down, and let me be clear again. Phases. We just don't jump to depression. It has to start from the initial trigger, the initial thing that causes the stress. The inability to manage stress leads to anxiety, leads to depression, leads to suicide. I'm going to do a full on the touch bases. I'm back. Peace out. Hit that like button and share it. Look for the full-blown video on stress. Thank you.